There's an egg there, still in the nest, not smashed up.
We've come in to try and catch a bird and found the nest has been predated, and it looks probably like a fox with big canine marks on the teeth there, and the egg generally has just been crunched. That's the second of 5 nests this year that have already been predated.
Common scoters are one of our most threatened breeding birds. So there are about 35 or 40 breeding females each year, and we've got really good evidence to suggest that they're declining very quickly as well. We have found a few scoter nests already this year, and we've started monitoring them. What we're going to do is sneak in and try and catch the females on the nest. And the reason we're doing this is we have put little tags, so we did this last year and put little tags on the female. To get that data off the tag, we have to physically catch the female and retrieve and remove that tag to download the data later on. And we will then whack on a new tag for the next year. So what we'll do is a kind of pincer movement. We will bring in a big net called a mist net, which is very fine meshed that the birds can't see, and hopefully flush the bird off the nest, and she will fly into the net on her way off the nest back to the loft. Back of the net. So we just caught the bird, and to keep the eggs warm, we're just going to cover them up with all this lovely down that she has. Because so few of these birds have ever been caught before, we will take all sorts of biometric measurements, so the length of her head and bill tarsus, which is the leg, and wing length. We will retrieve last year's geolocator and deploy a new one. So the geolocators that we fit on the birds are tiny, tiny wee things. They'll be about the size of my little fingernail. And what they do is they measure light levels. We can use the light levels that it collects through the year to relate fairly accurately where in the world it was. If we know where they're spending the winter, then that's an incredibly valuable bit of information from a conservation point of view. So on this lock here, we know there are only 4 females, and they're the same 4 females that were here last year. So you're quite heavily invested in the fortunes of those birds. So if we can do anything small to make their lives a little bit easier, or to help them produce more young, then that would be a really valuable bit of conservation.